They can't stop me. Even if they stop me.
All right, you're singing Lil Wayne now. Once again, very random.
Because I'm on it. I'm on it.
Okay.
I'm so
You singing 3-peat. We get it.
It's on the beat, make it boom.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Let's Doc About It. As always, I'm Alan Ford.
I'm Will Hill.
And today's episode is about the documentary called White Boy, which came out in 2017. It is about White Boy Rick.
Right, it was a movie. Did the doc come first or the movie?
I think the doc came first.
Oh, okay.
Or the life story came first. There are people on it. Rick was a white boy.
You got food.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
With my beard. Rick was...
On your face.
Okay.
Anyway, all right.
Rick was a white boy in Detroit, young white kid in Detroit. His
the
real
80s.
His real name was Richard Warshe.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Warshe Jr. Richard Warshe Sr. was a gun dealer, by the way.
Yeah.
He was a arms dealer. There it is, arms dealer. It's the political term for it. In
Loose
Detroit.
arms.
Yes.
Shout out to OJ. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Scratch that. Yeah, but he was an arms dealer. Rick was in a 2-parent household, but his mom wanted to leave the ghetto, and his dad wanted to stay in the ghetto.
She didn't want to leave the ghetto. They just got a divorce.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, they just got a divorce.
They didn't really talk about.
They got a divorce. They didn't really go wild until they wanted a divorce, but shit happens.
Yeah, but they wanted to.
They got a divorce. She moved out, and Rick wanted to stay with his dad. The fuck?
He actually went to go live with his mom for a little bit
In the summer.
in the summer. Yeah, and then, him and his sister wanted to stay with their dad.
Must have been a cooler household.
Had to be, because if
He
I'm
sold
in
guns.
in the ghetto of Detroit, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
And they white in the ghetto of Detroit.
Yeah.
They was like the only white people.
Yeah.
Mind you, this is early 80s. Early cocaine.
Yes.
Right before crack, right?
Yeah, they had the chamber. I know this was during the crack thing, because you got to think of the big
Crack,
thing.
yeah.
Chambers Brothers. This was before the BMF.
Best friends. Yeah. Was it before?
Like, I think they didn't talk about them. They weren't like high class. I don't think they were.
I don't know. I don't know the political makeup of
Well, he was
the drug history of Detroit, so I'm gonna leave that alone.
He had ties with the Curry boys.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's pretty much what they talked about, right? They show a map where you can see all the places he had interactions, or all the gangs that ran Detroit. Nowhere was there white people. Like
No white people. It was a black politician, the mayor of Detroit. What was his name again?
I don't remember. I thought you wrote it down. Something Coleman.
Yes. Coleman Young?
Mm.
Coleman Young.
Okay.
Coleman Young, yep. Coleman. He got 2 last names. Coleman and Young.
Yeah. No.
Coleman Young was a corrupt mayor of Detroit. They talked about.
I mean, the whole city of Detroit was corrupt.
Yes.
Like, if you wasn't corrupt, you was the weird one.
Or
like,
you was singing in Motown.
Talk about this is the 80s.
Yeah, hey, Motown was still a thing. They had their reunion when Michael Jackson did the moonwalk.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Detroit was kind of corrupt, man. And it's not the Detroit you seen on 8 Mile either. Or whatever.
You sure?
Nah, I don't think it was that Detroit.
It's the same Detroit.
But no, they never talked about 8 Mile in that.
8 Mile is just a street.
Yeah, I know, but
it's part of a larger area. But
yeah, right.
Yeah, why would they specifically talk about 8 Mile?
Yes, and just let you know, at that time in the 80s, a white person dealing crack was unheard of.
Well, cocaine.
He was dealing cocaine? That was crack.
Only cocaine.
Oh, he only had cocaine?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a 17-year-old kid, basically.
Well, he started at 14?
14. Well, yeah, because
he was helping his dad with the arms dealing at gun shows. He was a great salesman.
Great salesman.
I don't know, man. I ain't gonna lie. I went into this doc like, fuck another cocaine, like doc, right? We've done drugs so many times. Quite honestly, I don't think this had much to do with drugs.
No, this had much to do with the government. This man was an informant for the FBI at the age of 14.
An unofficial informant, because you have to be, I think, 18 to be an official informant.
Yeah.
But they were still paying him. Kind of find out his dad was actually the real informant, and his son ended up just kicking it around him and knowing everybody. They had this man skipping school to drive around Detroit and point out what's going on. I'm like, what the fuck?
Imagine that. You get pulled out of school. The FBI is here to take you out of class.
For what?
You know they got to announce who coming to get you.
No, he didn't even go to school. It's not like they went to go get him like an early dismissal.
He called him in the street. Where you going? I'm going to learn.
Nah, we need you, bro.
We need you to. We got to bust these drug dealers over here.
You know what I thought the whole entire time I watched this was like how no one thought he was an informant. The only white guy in the crew.
Right.
Why? That to me, that's the first red flag. I mean, I understand he grew up there, born and raised. He probably had a lot of people vouch for him that he was in the area. And he could talk the talk. I get that. But that's something they pointed out prolifically, how he was the only white dude in any circle.
Yes, he really was. He was loving them black women, though, man. He was loving them black women. That's
he was the only other white woman that was his sister. So
got him caught up in the first place.
You think so?
Well, yeah, he was messing with, I think it was the mayor's niece. Mm-hmm. It was the mayor's niece.
Yeah, but he was married to one of the Currys.
Yeah.
She was married to one of the Currys.
Yeah.
He was messing around with her, but he said he didn't care because she was getting high. So.
Yeah, so fuck it. At that time, they had a life act on drugs.
What was that?
Gave him, I think it's the 650 life.
Yeah.
Lifer Act.
They had passed that amendment.
Yes.
For the state, right? Anything over 650, was it pounds or grams?
600 pounds. I think it's grams.
Ounces?
I think it's
whatever.
It was something. Yeah, 600.
It was a weight measurement.
If you got a lot of it, you in jail for a lot of time. That's how. If you had a lot,
White boy Rick was the only one to get that though.
Yeah, he was. It's kind of fucked up, especially when you hear that he wasn't no real drug dealer.
Yeah, he was an informant. So like a lot of times. I ain't gonna say, at first the government knew everything he was doing. Yeah. So like any drugs that he handled, they knew about it. He knew he was moving stuff, selling stuff. Any money that he had to front it, the government gave it to him. We paid for this with our taxes. So we funded his lifestyle for a while. They sent this man to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Gave him a fake ID.
Yeah.
And
Tommy Hearns fight.
They gave him pretty much like $3,000. They gave him $1,500 to get there or whatever. Another $1,500 for like pocket money.
Come on, man. They gave this nigga a lunch. Come on,
lunch,
lunch money, man.
He was 17. He wasn't even 18, man.
He gave him a stipend.
Yeah, that's.
He gave a D1 athlete. He treated him like a D1 athlete.
He was even better than D1 athletes.
Yeah, and then they forgot. Then things started to change. They didn't really like that. I hate when people say this talking black. What is talking black?
Talking with Ebonics.
Talking with some slang. Yeah. It's not talking black.
I mean, to me,
they didn't like that he was doing that.
No, I'm just saying. To me, if you could be like somebody talking white, you could be like somebody talking black.
What's talking white?
Like super proper.
That's just talking proper.
Yeah, that's talking white.
Is that no? That's proper.
That's talking white.
You think that's talking white?
If I pronounced all my E's and R's,
you are speaking proper English, Will.
No, a lot of this stuff has shortened enunciations.
Really?
Yes.
Like?
Pretty much everything. You want me to point out something specific right now?
No, you ain't got to.
Jesus Christ.
Man. The corrupt police guy, forgot his name. What was his name? His name was Gil Hill. Hilarious.
How's that hilarious? He was an actor, right? He was in
He was a legit
Beverly Hills Cop.
But he was a legit police.
Yeah, he was. I forgot his position. He was head of homicide. Right?
Head of homicide. Yep.
He was trying to run for mayor.
Head of homicide, and he was a part of the drug business. Y'all know that shit in movies. Then the cop is a part of the drug business.
Yeah,
that was Gil Hill.
Again, all of Detroit was corrupt. If you were not corrupt, you was the weird one.
Last name is Hill.
Okay, we heard you.
Is there any relation?
I wish. This would be a much better podcast if I can know some of the stuff.
We just talk about that every episode. So about your uncle here.
But this is my slave name, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get. He was in Beverly Hills Cop. What the fuck he got to do this for? Like, why he got to be a part of the drug business for? In Beverly Hills Cop, man.
That was one acting gig.
Yeah, well, Beverly Hills Cop, popular movie.
I don't know. Maybe he didn't go for no other auditions, but he was a real life cop, so he was already doing that.
Yeah.
The acting thing just kind of came.
Yes, they interviewed a hitman. Detroit.
Hey, he was my favorite person.
Detroit gang members are different. They had hitmen.
No, we got hitmen too.
Not even gang members. These are drug dealing crews. These weren't no gang members.
Yeah, everybody got hitmen. Yeah.
You know what? When the Curry brothers, remember they were counting the money? Like, what we gonna do with this one? Who the hell is recording that shit?
One of them. So
you telling me they were Instagramming live before Instagram was a thing?
Yeah, people. You know how many times people have recorded stuff?
Like, why are they recording this? Why are they recording this?
To pass it down to show. No, at the time you didn't think about evidence, right? Because it was hidden. They found it in a raid.
Hey man, you know how many drug dealer movies came out prior before they even did that? They should know what to do and what not to do.
It's a different lifestyle,
I guess.
Bro, he was making $2 million a month. You think he care?
Hey, they didn't care because they had a whole bucket of like one. So we gonna do with that? Oh, we gonna get that to the homeless.
Yeah,
we gonna get it to the homeless.
Man, they care about their community.
They ain't get that shit to the homeless.
They cared about it.
At least it sounded good. They kept that shit.
It sounded
good. They kept that. No, but then let's cut to the case because
they kept calling White Boy Rick a drug kingpin.
Yes, the media kept calling him that. Nobody else
was far from it.
Yeah,
like
he was not no drug kingpin. He got life.
He was an informant.
He was in jail forever. I'm talking about ever. And the hitman we were talking about, his name was
Boone.
Nathaniel Kraft.
They call him Boone, though, right?
Yeah, they call him Boone. His price was $500,000. Oh, no, wait, no, my bad.
That's too much.
$50,000. I'm sorry, $50,000.
Yeah, those are the ones he dealt with.
He almost killed Rick. He pulled up to the side of him, and the thing jammed, and Rick just drove off.
Yeah, Boone was hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
Because there's no doubt in my mind, everything that he said was absolutely true. Everything.
Hey, that nigga has he had the wounds for it.
Oh yeah, he showed everything.
I'd have got stabbed right here.
Shotgun to the gut.
He took off his shirt.
AK.
I got shot right here. This is where a puppy bit me. Like, damn, he had all the wounds.
I hated how they made it seem like he was still in prison. And then they swapped it up on my ass. I was like, yo.
It's like, this nigga ain't in prison.
I'm like, what?
Man,
he admitted to over 30 bodies, bro.
30.
He had 30 bodies that he admitted to.
30.
And out of jail. White Boy Rick ain't hurt not a fly.
White Boy Rick didn't get fully out of jail until 2020. He's out now.
He had to do that extra 5 because while he was in prison, so while he was locked up, he got convicted, right? On some. He had the drugs, right? He had the drugs. Yeah, and they got him on this unconstitutional law that they had, 650 to life. So they put him there for life without the possibility of parole for a non-violent offense. That all ended up getting repealed because it was unconstitutional. So they brought it back, and of course, people trying to get him out because he's non-violent. My man didn't do nothing in prison. He got in trouble in prison,
and he didn't even ask to be a part of this. Like, they dragged him to be a part of that.
Right, and so with that being said, he was in protective custody in the federal system instead of a state. He should have been a state, but trying to protect him, they moved him to the federal because he was cooperating. But then he made some enemies.
Not like
Gil Hill.
Not Gil Hill. He made political
enemies. That's a different type of enemy. They ain't gonna kill you.
They ain't gonna kill you.
But they gonna do whatever they can to make your life hella inconvenient.
One enemy in prison at all. He
was a model inmate. He was a model inmate.
Yeah, model prisoner.
And so, I guess he set up something for his mom to get a stolen car or something. So they was listening in, and so he got convicted for that while he was in prison. And then they did it so weird because usually whenever they stacking crimes, they all run concurrently. I mean, all at once. But they made him run that consecutively. Right. So if he ever got out, he was going down to Florida to do another 5, which he did. Right? I mean, do you want to fast forward towards the end of this where he gets out? But then he had to go down to Florida.
He had to go down there. That was just stupid. To this day, it's stupid. He got his mom a stolen car. How he not know the car stolen?
He was helping run the criminal organization. But people go to prison to become better criminals. That's just That's what happens. No, it's not rehabilitating. Prison and jail is criminal school.
It works for some people, depending on the crime you do.
It's criminal school. You go and learn all the type of crimes because everybody's done it. And they all sitting there comparing notes.
Yep.
You go to prison and become a better criminal.
If you're there more than 10 years, you got butt fucked. I know you got butt fucked.
What?
Yeah, hey. They be butt fucking in prison, man.
Okay, Booty Warrior.
They butt fuck in prison.
Boone, Nathaniel Boone. What was his last name? Richards.
No, it was
the Hitman.
It was. Hold on, I just saw it. Where the fuck is it? Nathaniel Kraft.
Yeah, he was my favorite because he was like, "Hey, y'all better let that boy out. Or I'm gonna start really dropping names. It ain't know who I'm talking about."
He should just snitched on everybody, but
like, bro, I bet he knows so much.
It sucked.
He said, "I know I'm going to hell."
Coleman Young had to die, and Gil Hill had to die.
Yeah, because he went up. He was up for parole, which you're supposed to get opportunity to go in front of the parole board every 5 years. It took 7 for his first hearing.
Yeah.
And then his the first round, right? Because all the FBI's came down, all the FBI agents came down to be like, "Hey, he cooperated, he helped us out, we solved X amount of crimes because of him." But then the second day, here come all these policemen saying, "Oh no, I don't think he should get out."
Yeah,
people writing letters. And then one of the policemen say, "Oh no, we got paid to go down there and say these things." I'm like, yo, how much of a grudge do you have against somebody?
I don't know what and they never said what he really did to all these officers or something like that. They never really said what he did.
No, it came down from the top. They say, "Go, you go."
That's the most. That should be 50 Cent should make a show out of that. That should be a TV show.
Out of what? I mean, that's pretty much what the fuck BMF is.
That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, BMF kind of different.
I've only watched like the first season.
Speaking of BMF, I need to find out who Lala manager is. She be getting all the roles, man, all the roles.
All right, y'all. This one kind of short because
this kind of short.
We had to get up out of here. It was an hour and a half. I liked it. It was very informative.
That's rare right there because you'll normally say you like the hour and a half ones.
I was in it the whole time. When it got to the end, I was like, "Damn, this the end?"
Yeah, especially that little M. Night Shyamalan mind fuck he did at the end. This nigga ain't in jail. He out. So you telling me a convicted hitman did what? 20 years?
17.
17. The Curry brothers did less than that.
And they were actual kingpins. White boy, not even white boy. Richard Jr.
Richard Jr. Dick Jr.
RJ
did life. Barely sold one drug.
Yeah.
They just pretty much, assume he sold the drug.
But they really put him in jail. It's, the whole conspiracy. They put him in jail because he knew too much. Pretty much, right? That was going to come out that the FBI has been using a child, a minor, a juvenile, as an informant, putting him in dangerous situations. Because he did get shot. Somebody put a hit out. They ain't never say who. He got shot, and they told him to say it was an accident, and he went right back to the streets. "I'm leaving, bro."
Yeah, because the people who shot him thought he was a snitch.
Well, he was. But
it was I think it was somebody who was working with the Curry boys.
Yeah, but one of the Curry brothers said he never.
Yeah. Well, we don't know that. He could just be saying that to cover his ass. He could be like Stringer, man.
100%.
Could be like Stringer. That nigga was a dog. That nigga was a snake.
All right, so what you rate it?
Anyway, I'll give this a 4.
Solid 4?
Yeah, I give it a solid 4.
Why just the 4?
It got repetitive sometimes.
Where would you say?
When they kept saying he was in jail. But also, I kind of knew how Detroit was, but I didn't know Detroit like this, like that. But I didn't like that. It was normally in these documentaries too. I don't mean to make this a race thing, but normally all documentaries we watch, white people are the villains. This one, I felt some kind of way that
it was reversed. It was
a lot of old black dudes who were like, "This guy, he didn't do nothing really wrong." If the cops came and got him,
hey, you're right.
It was different. What about you?
I think it's like a 4.6.
Okay.
I liked it a lot. It was, to me, it was straight to the point throughout the whole entire thing. I think you say it kind of got repetitive. To me, what you say is repetitive. It was an integral part of the story, right? They was trying to get him out. They were showing all the trials and tribulations trying to get out of jail. I don't know. It was very informative. I felt like they had pretty much every side that they could get a hold of. I feel like everybody was telling the truth. I don't feel like nobody was hiding too much. One of the Curry brothers did say he didn't want to talk about that one kid who got murdered because he didn't sanction it. You know what I'm saying? So, which I can understand, right? You don't talk about that no more. That's
I didn't
pretty
want to
much
talk
what
about
you
that either.
what you associated with. But this is a watch. I say you should go watch this one.
Go ahead. It's on Netflix. It's still there, White Boy. It's a Netflix original documentary, so it won't be going anywhere anytime soon. If you really want to laugh, watch the Monique special, then White Boy. I don't know why I said that.
I would say, what the fuck?
I came across it today. I was like, I guess somebody's watching that.
Okay. I mean.
All right. As always, follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and subscribe to YouTube at Let's Talk About It. Follow us on Instagram, LDI Pod22. Follow me, I'm Alan Ford, at Ford of Comedy on all social media.
I'm Will Hill. You can follow me everywhere. Simply just Will.
All right, peace out.
And we out. Kenny just messaged me.
You put me on the list, man.
At 10th. I hate when people request like
numbers.
It's on the beat, make it boom.